Hello again, I'm Michael S Garner doing another video. It has been a while since I've been able to do a video, so I just wanted to do it today as a recap of all the news that's happened like within the past month and a half or so, because I haven't been online. Right off the bat this morning, I heard that the projection levels for Wonder Woman were actually lower than predicted before. Before it was predicted around like 80 million to 100 million, hopefully for opening weekend. It looks like it might be 65 million, which is bad, and it's not promising for a female-led superhero movie, and this will be technically the first, at least major one. We're not talking about Resident Evil, we're not talking about Underworld or anything like that. We're talking about a major comic book movie, and a major female character, one of the first major female characters ever created in comic books. So this is a big thing, but after doing more research into it and everything like that, I can't remember who are the ones who actually reported the 65 million. Projections are often wrong, and hopefully this is wrong, and hopefully everybody will rally behind us and go out and see this movie, because it looks really good. And it looks like they did Wonder Woman right, and we got to give Patty Jenkins some credit for this. It looks like she's done a really well constructed movie, and a lot of people are talking about the whole Ares things, that we haven't been able to see Ares, and hopefully, well, not even hopefully, we will see Ares, and we know all that stuff's going to be in the movie. But some of the people who may not be following all this, like the behind the scenes and stuff like that, they may not know this. They just think that Wonder Woman's fighting a homeless people from World War One, when there's a lot more involved in that. And I think obviously they're doing that because of what happened with Batman and Superman when Doomsday was revealed and everything like that. Even though a lot of people thought that Doomsday might be in a movie, it still kind of left the sour taste in their mouth, because they got to find out right in a preview, right in a trailer, and it kind of gave away basically the whole story. But we know how that ended up anyway, because Batman and Superman made a crap load of money, and hopefully Wonder Woman will as well. And this, I mean, it's not going to open the same amount as Batman, Superman, or any of the other DC films like that, but still, that's a lot of money if it does make 80 to 100. Hopefully it's not the 65. I don't think it will be the 65. I'm still hoping, like a lot of people are, and be there hopefully first day to watch this movie. But yeah, that tracking number does scare you a little bit, because we're thinking about all the other movies coming out, and this Captain Marvel, and you know the reason why Marvel didn't produce Captain Marvel earlier is because they're kind of waiting to see how Wonder Woman does, even though it's Marvel in comparison to DC. But they know it's still, if Wonder Woman doesn't work, who is a very recognizable character, almost everybody knows who Wonder Woman is, then it's kind of scary for somebody like Captain Marvel, because she's not as recognizable. To us comic book fans, she is, but to the world at large, she's not. Luckily, she has that name Marvel in her title. but yeah, so this, hopefully it will do well. Hopefully it will track up hopefully the box office numbers will be a lot greater, and it'll be like in the hundreds. Low hundreds, fine. Very low hundreds is fine. That would still be even okay for this movie. And that's one of the topics I'm going to be discussing. And because we don't want Batgirl to do bad. So today I'm doing a recap of all the stories that have happened, and you most likely know all the stories that have happened in the past month and a half, just because I was never able to talk about them and put my opinion or anything on them. And just some news that I'm happy about. And I guess here we are going to go into the past 30 days of news. So first of all, I know in previous videos I said that I couldn't wait for the Ghost in the Shell movie to come out. I was really excited because I was a big fan of the property, the very first movie that they made, also the series that they made, especially the standalone complex. And then when it came out, it made $19 million opening weekend, and also, well, a lot of people hated it. And it just it actually got me down, and I just decided not to go see it. So I will probably do a review when it comes out on download or streaming, so I can just rent it and watch it really quickly. I hope I'm not going to be upset as most people, but from what people have said, it seems like they're correct, because they put certain details in there that made me go, oh no, they screwed it up, except for visually. And honestly, I don't need to just go to the movies to see it visually. I can see it when it comes out on TV and download. The announcement of Venom, the rated R movie. I think that that's actually really good idea, especially if they do the horror concept of it, because Venom, for the most part, is a horror Marvel villain. But the other thing is that he is a Spider-Man villain, and he's a very big Spider-Man villain. Yes, he does stand alone now, and he does. He's had his own book. He's had many story arcs on his own. He's even a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy recently. But if they do it, they'll probably do it well, but for right now, for how it looks in my eyes, I think that Spider-Man should be involved in some way. And they can't do that right now because they have the mixture with the MCU and Sony, whatever, and everything, Fox putting them together. So, yeah, it's going to be weird, but I think that they'll probably do it well. It probably won't feel like a Venom character movie. Cloak-and-Dagger, the trailer that came out for Freeform. It used to be ABC Family or something like that. I've never really watched too many of the shows on that station. I did want to watch, what is it, Kyle XY, whatever. He's like bionic or whatever, or alien. I don't know what it is. But honestly, I really thought that that looked like a good TV series that I wanted to watch, but I never did. So I technically have never watched anything on this station, and especially since it's become Freeform. But this trailer, I agree with most of the people who have said that the tone is like, it seems more like one of the Marvel Netflix shows. And from what I could see, yeah, I agree with that completely. Like, I really like the tone of it. This is another case where I wasn't a huge fan of Cloak and Dagger in the comic books. I've read many comic books with them in it. Never any of their solo books or anything like that. I think there was only a few. But I was never a huge fan of Cloak and Dagger. But I do like the silhouette and the imagery of Cloak and Dagger. That has always been awesome. Just to see her like coming out of his cape and everything like that, being transported to where she is, and her like starting up a fight. Is just that the visuals of Cloak and Dagger they take you back. And I think that this series will do a good job of doing that once we actually see what the special effects are going to look like. We got to see her, holding those little dagger things and her little light constructs, but it's not really, it wasn't really a full showing of what they're going to show on the actual TV series. But I am excited to see it. I want to see what they can do. Death Note trailer. Very quick, very brief, and we did not get to see Ishi Megami. And I'm pronouncing that wrong because it's been so many years since I've watched the Death Note cartoon. When I saw the Death Note series, there are not many Japanese anime that surprise me or get me excited that much anymore. Death Note was one of those exceptions. I was glued to the screen when they started to show it in America, like when it was on Cartoon Network. I thought that I love that series. It kept you engaged, and the twists and the turns are great. And obviously the visuals and everything, and the scary creature floating beside you. I can't wait to see what they're going to make that look like on this TV series. And, but the trailer was just very brief. It didn't really show too much of anything, and nothing since then has been too much of a big reveal. But I can't wait to see what that does look like. Thor Ragnarok trailer. Like most Marvel movies, it's probably going to be good. And I've been like outspoken about like, I lean a little bit more towards DC, but I appreciate all comic books, Valiant, DC, Marvel, any of them, Sky, I can't even remember the name of it, Sky something, just different comic book companies that are out there, Image and everything like that. But the Thor Ragnarok trailer, just to put it in one word, hella, 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 like everybody has said. I thought those scenes were great to see, like a strong female in the Marvel Universe who's on that level. And it does look like most likely we're going to get what everybody's been predicting, which will be when they do the Infinity Gauntlet movie, whatever. It's going to have Thanos trying to court Hela instead of Death, the interpretation of Death that was in the Marvel comic books, because we haven't introduced that into any of the MCU movies. So introducing Hela is more natural because you already have Thor out there, and she is a version of Death, but usually for the Asgardians and has nothing to do with Midgar. But still, it's just the whole scene of her grabbing the hammer and destroying it. That's gonna go down as a classic, and I did like the trailer. They did a really good job of it. And here we come to Josh Whedon possibly doing a DC comic book movie, a little character called Batgirl. Perfect. I'm a huge fan of Josh Whedon. I was obsessed with Buffy when I was younger. It inspired me to do so many things in my life and to write so many stories in my life. And just to know that he's going to be on another strong female character, which he is obviously very good at, Dollhouse, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even the girl from Firefly who played in Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the TV series, Summer Cloud. Even when you watch that on Firefly, you could tell that he wanted to put his own type of a Buffy in that world, a strong female character, so that's what he did, physically and mentally. And I think that he'll do a very great job of Batgirl if this turns out to be completely and totally true and he's completely signed on for the movie. I would love to see his take on it. And a lot of people say that, Batgirl would be really light and everything like that. No, I mean, I don't know where people are getting light from. I think they're getting it from the Avengers, because the Avengers was, for the most part, it was a light movie. It was pretty optimistic, even though things were going on that were scary and everything like that. It was more of an optimistic movie. But Joss Whedon, if you watch some of the episodes of Buffy, especially, not even Buffy, I'm going to skip from that to Dollhouse. Watch some of the Dollhouse episodes. He does dark so well. It's amazing. And he's always consistent with his writing. I just think that he's one of the best writers out there, in my opinion, because he gets the language, he gets the character and how they should interact, and what if they're put into a different situation or put into an extreme situation, he knows how to make them react to that situation. And I can't wait to see it if he does actually do this Batgirl movie. Wonder Woman. We got 2 TV spots of a Wonder Woman Power TV spot and another one. I cannot recall the name of it, but basically they kind of had the same footage. All the footage that we've seen before. But if you look very close, and some people have now, you could see different things that they did show, but they showed them very, very quickly. And one of the ones that I just wanted to point out was, obviously we saw Ares fighting Wonder Woman. Either she was using her sword or she was just blocking it with her with her bracelets, but you see a close-up of her, and I'll point it out right here. Here it is, right there. You can see her clashing with what looks like to be Ares. And also, there's another scene, I couldn't quite get it, but she's like on a tarmac, and there's fire everywhere, and she's fighting all these people. I'm assuming that they are the soldiers, but some of them don't look human. But it's done so quickly and purposely so that you can't see the exact complete scene, the battle scene. But we've seen that even before in, like, I'm talking about the final trailer that was introduced, which didn't have too much footage, but it had these little scenes in there. If you look back on the Power trailer and the other one that came out the same day as that, you can see her on a tarmac again. But she's not fighting anybody. It's a brief little snippet. I couldn't even screen capture it. It was so quick. But she was just walking, and I guess that there were a couple people who were down on the ground, and she had basically beaten the crap out of everybody else there, and she was helping them up. So something big happens on that tarmac, and I think it may involve Ares, because there's another scene where she's kneeling down, and the lightning's somebody's shooting her with lightning, and she's blocking it with her bracelets. And, well, they just holding it back, and I'm glad that they're holding it back. I know we've seen a lot of the footage, and a lot of people complain, oh, this is the same thing we see in the sliding on the floor, they're taking out the column, but you know what, there are little things in there that they've added, and I think that there's a lot more that we have not seen yet that they just don't want to show us, and that makes me more excited to see all the things that are going to happen in this movie. Go Wonder Woman. And last but not least, the trailer that was one of the most viewed trailers online, it just kept going up and up, which is the Defenders trailer. And I feel like I have to defend Danny Rand right now. People still have a sour taste in their mouth from the Iron Fist TV series, and I did a whole video on the whole season of Iron Fist and how I felt about it. And I didn't hate it, but I far from loved it. And I understand their interpretation of Iron Fist, and that's fine. That's what we're going to get, and we're stuck with it right now. So accept it and whatever. Right off the bat, we get Misty Knight, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil in one room. Whoa, that was great. And how they got it in with him actually being her lawyer. I think that was a cool way of getting the story going. And we know that something happened with Jessica Jones that got her got her arrested. So I'm curious to see what actually that was, and if it involves, Sigourney Weaver. I was so happy to see Sigourney Weaver. I know she was supposed to be in the series, but just to actually see her and know that she most likely has powers. and telekinetic powers that we can actually see. And I can't remember the name of the character from the comic book that she's playing, but either way, just the fact that she's in a TV series doing this and she's a supervillain, I'm all in. A lot of people complained about the fight in the hallway, which I thought was fine. It was okay. I mean, like, this trailer, I don't think that this trailer was anything of like a blockbuster trailer or anything like that. It was just the fact that we got to see all these characters in one room. And that's what we're going to see through all season. We're going to actually see like all these characters that we've been watching. They try to build up their Marvel universe on Netflix, and we finally have them as a team. And I think that's great, and I think that they'll probably play off the whole concept of like, you know, like Power Man, Iron Fist, Heroes for Hire. They'll probably play that off into what the future of that will be, and hopefully like their chemistry. It looks like the chemistry is okay. It doesn't look like it's great or anything like that, but hopefully it will work out, and we will have a kind of version of the comic book on the screen. And yeah, I just that, and I think that I think the trailer was fine. It just wasn't great or anything like that. I want to see Jessica Jones kick some more ass because I love her and I love Daredevil. Those are my two favorite ones still at this moment. I've always loved Daredevil since I was a little kid. Jessica Jones is more of a new thing, and the series actually made me love her even more. And I can't wait to see this Defenders show. So those are some of the top comic book related stories that I would like to talk about, mainly regarding movies this time. And I know I said I'll do more like TV, but there's a lot of comic book stuff coming out that it's obviously the summer and everything, and I'm definitely going to go see them. Wonder Woman being on the top, I said that at the beginning, and things that I'm looking forward to. And if you have any comments about any of that news, just write them below or anything like that, what you think the projections for Wonder Woman mean. Do you think it's going to be a bad omen, or do you think she's going to overcome that and make more money? And everybody, rally, 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 get your tickets, go there, go there, go there. We got to support this movie so that we can have more female-led superhero movies, Batgirl, Ms. Marvel, just so many different other female superheroes who deserve their right to be in this whole comic book movie world that has been created in these past years. And I will talk to you next time. If you do want to check out my comic book, Visions of the New, at visionsofthenew.com, check it out. And there's a full preview on there if you click onto the MagCloud link, which you can get a printed version of it or a PDF download. I put it so that you can see a whole preview. You can see basically the whole comic book, and you can flip through it if you want to. And I'm going to put that on the site as well. I haven't had a chance to do that, to put it on the site, so it'll be easy. You just click through it on the site as well. But yeah, check out my comic book, and until next time, have a great weekend.